all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever this morning.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
First build with M&M Construction this morning for all your construction needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands. I want to say good morning to our listeners and to our, of course, to all our VIP members this morning. Of course, this morning is Wellness Wednesday. And of course, our doctor is in the house this morning. I want to say good morning to Dr. K this morning. Good morning, Dr. K.
Good morning, Maggie G. Good morning, Lady Elise. How are you today?
Good morning, Dr. K. For some reason, I am so hot and it's cool in the environment. So, so I was like, I don't understand what's happening. So
Yes.
I'm not going to chime in on the conversation because I'm not
you
supposed to,
just say that.
I am not
You
supposed
just
to have
say
a say in this one. I want to leave
Stay
this
out
one
of it.
alone.
Stay out of it. Stay out of it, my people.
I am finished. I'm done with that one. I'm not even going to say a thing about it.
yeah. Well,
Stay
it's
out
that
of it.
sort of a morning, you know.
Yes, yes. It's cool. It's cool where you are.
yes, but
Yes, the personal, the personal, the personal. Yes, 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 yes.
how are you doing? And welcome to Wellness Wednesday. What health gems do you have to share with us this morning?
Well, this morning I can tell you, even though it's very cool, at this time of the year, a lot of people tend to have pains everywhere. So today I'm going to be talking about arthritis.
Oh,
Ah, arthritis. The first
not
time
arthritis, like
not,
you did.
that's what I'm saying. The first time I heard about it, I considered something going wrong with the heart. That's just my mind. Arthritis. What's wrong with the heart? Is on the right or the left?
So we're going to be talking about arthritis this morning. And arthritis basically is a very common disorder. And it's especially common in people over 50. And what arthritis is basically an inflammation of the joint. Okay? So it can occur in any joint. So you get pain in the joint, stiffness in the joint, and the inflammation in the joint. So arthritis basically can be something that a lot of people, especially older people, have problems with. And there are people who get replacements. What is going to be most the common is the knee replacements.
Hmm.
And that's because of over time, as you get older, you have wear and tear of your joints. And that's a normal thing. You walk every day, you run every day, especially people who are athletes, those people who use their joints a lot, your basketball players who wear out their knees, your tennis players, they wear out their joints in their arms. So, as it doesn't matter what you do, there's some people who are more likely to get pain than others, are more likely to wear out their joints than others. But the natural aging process, you wear out your joints. And people get arthritis everywhere. People who bring load on their heads tend to get arthritis in their neck, right? So you get it in their cervical spine and in their lumbar spine, in their thoracic spine. So your habits of growing up or when you're younger will determine how early you get these. And that's sometimes because that is just for osteoarthritis. Now there are about 100 different types of arthritis.
Right, because I meant to ask you because I hear about rheumatoid and all
Right.
the different sort of
Right.
arthritis.
So there are 100 types of arthritis. So we have the osteoarthritis, which is the one that results from wearing and tearing of your joints.
Right.
But you can get juvenile arthritis, which can occur in kids under 16. You can get rheumatoid arthritis. You can get psoriatic. People who have psoriasis, with the rash, the plaque-looking rash on their arms or their legs or wherever, they can get arthritis. There can be I said gout can cause arthritis. There could be a gouty arthritis. So there are a number of other things, not just regular wear and tear that can cause arthritis. So there are many, 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 many different types of arthritis.
Do you always need to see the doctor when you have or what you think? Because when I was growing up, persons would say that they know that the rain is going to fall because their joints act up and they get
Hurting them.
arthritis, they get pain in their joints, and they self-diagnose it to say it's arthritis. But then I didn't even know that there are over 100 different types of arthritis.
Yes. So the thing is, if if you're having consistent pain in your joints, especially if it is more than one joint, yes, you need to seek medical attention because you can't just assume that is just age. or it's just wear and tear, because you could get, it could be an immune cause of your arthritis. Immune disorders, even lupus, can cause arthritis, can give you the pain. So there are many things that can cause arthritis. And if you're having consistent pain, worst of all, if you're having it with fever or feeling fatigue, it could be bacterial arthritis. So yes, and other things that can cause arthritis, an STI or STD can cause arthritis. So
Mm.
yes, there are a number of things that can cause arthritis. So if you're having pain consistently in a joint, don't assume. Seek medical attention. Always seek medical attention. It could be just osteoarthritis, which is the most common cause of arthritis, but it could be any other form of arthritis. So yes, you need to seek medical attention for pain in the joint. In fact, pain, pain is horrible, but pain heralds that something is wrong with your body, because people don't just get pain like that. Pain is telling you that something is wrong, and it's because of the pain why you seek medical attention, and then you realize that something is really wrong with your body. So yes, once there is pain anywhere, headache, eye ache, toothache, any aches in your joints, then you should seek medical attention. I mean, toothache, you go to your dentist, please. You don't necessarily need to go to your your physician or the emergency room for having toothaches, unless it's really, really bad in the night and you need Tylenol or some injection or something. But really and truly, that's something that's not a medical emergency. But pain is significant. So we were going to be talking about osteoarthritis. So, Lady Elise, you talked about when it gets cold or when
Yeah.
it's going to rain, and it's true, especially with osteoarthritis, but it happens in the other forms of arthritis too, especially with gouty arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. What it is, because the temperature falls, is like the pain, you have that sensation of worsening pain. So that's why you can say, oh my God, it's going to rain. And that's because the temperature is going to fall a little bit. So you're feeling that sensation in your in your joints. And it's important because I can tell you that about one third of persons tend to have some form of arthritis. That's a lot. That's a lot. So what are the symptoms of arthritis? What happens? So basically, what you get with arthritis is that you get pain in the joints, okay? And then you get stiffness in the joints, okay? And you might get some tenderness if you touch it. It might be a little tender, or you might feel a little warm over the joints. And those are things that, once that is happening, do not take it for granted. That is not anything sinister. Go get help. Seek medical attention. Okay? As I said to you, what are the risk factors? Age is a risk factor, but there are other things that can cause you to have osteoarthritis. If you have a family history and before your level of activity, okay? So it depends on what you do. Um, and the people, and size helps. The obesity, you wear out your joints. People who are heavier tend to wear out your joints. I mean, yes, it strengthens your joint, it strengthens your bones, but it wears out your joints. Okay, so that's something that you'll have to think about, because it's so keeping a good weight, eating properly, exercising. These are things that help in terms of preserving your body and preserving your joints. Okay, so um, as we said, arthritis tend to start usually over 50, but depends on the other arthritis. So you have gouty arthritis, and you know about gout, right? So gout is basically a condition where it's a metabolic condition where when the person eats food that's rich in that person produces uric acid. So it's foods like meat, red meat, wine, alcohol. They actually have a buildup of uric acid in the joints. And as a result of that, they get pain. So if their body is not metabolizing this uric acid fast enough, and you're peeing it out because that's where it's supposed to go, then it's going to be built up in the joints, and you're going to be getting pain. And the pain for that is horrible.
I
It tends to affect the toes,
mm,
mostly the foot.
I
So
remember that.
the big toe, the great toe, will be the most one that is affected. And so they always tell you, to stop eating so rich, all that steak and all that red meats and all that, and try to eat. So those persons, apart from taking medication, just maintaining a simple diet with probably fruits, vegetables, um, plant-based, tend to alleviate that issue.
I
I remember a situation where that occurred, and I always couldn't figure that out.
yes.
So he would always go on a Friday or on a weekend, and this is an occurring, reoccurring uh, a symptom or illness. But every time he eat pork and his meat, and he loves jerk pork, right? I remember this one, and he would come just hopping, but happily hopping because he enjoyed his jerk pork, and he's now willing to take the pain after. He says, well, as what's happening to you? He says, well, his entire foot, joint, right around the ankle is swollen, right around, just can't, his foot is just swollen up. Can't put it in the shoes anymore, and he's hopping and he can't walk. Hardly can walk, just moving,
But
hopping
he's
around.
happy. But he's happy.
But he's happy that he got a chance to drink
He does.
his drink at the bar wherever he was, and had his pork for the weekend, and played his game of dominoes all night, and then he's home now, and he's now feeling barefoot. But I couldn't understand the thing, and if such a thing could actually be possible. And hearing you explaining it now, it brings me back to that time when I first encounter this actual thing, because many persons would say that's not possible, or it sounds ridiculous that you could eat and your joint gets swollen. But I probably say I don't know about that, but seeing it for
Well,
myself and hearing it, and then and seeing him go to the doctor, and the doctor telling him don't eat any more pork, and the following month he's
And
back
stop
at
drinking
it.
the alcohol.
I understand that.
Yes, Lady Elise, you wanted to say something?
well, what I found quite interesting about the conversation is I just imagine someone having to deal with two sorts of arthritis concurrently. So you would have had your joints worn out over time because of lifestyle or whatever, whether you're a runner or walker or whatever, or you have the weight issue.
And
And then on top of that,
you have
you
gouty.
have gouty arthritis.
Which one? Gouty arthritis?
Yes, on top of
But you
osteoarthritis.
see, gouty arthritis, even though you can control it a little bit more, but think about having rheumatoid arthritis on top of that, which is worse because the
Yes.
pain of both is just terrible.
And also, Dr. K, many persons, when you mentioned that almost any joint, and you think about your spine, your cervical spine, your lumbar spine, and your lower back, and arthritis usually is the furthest thing from your mind when you think of back pain, right? You're just thinking you probably did some heavy lifting. But I always say this thing, I wish when we were younger, we would have been mindful about how we take care of ourselves. because if you can limit one sort of arthritis later on in life, then it would be good to not hear about it at the time when you're having arthritis
But
and you
but
said, okay,
Lady Elise, it's sort of hard for you to limit because, for example, um, I'm not sure here, but I know in Jamaica, I mean, used to see it. They're not doing it anymore, but used to see a lot of older people taking things on their head. Some heavy
yes,
thing, some heavy bag,
with a cutter.
and they think that's the best way to carry it. Really and truly, it's really not the best way. But they used to carry a lot of heavy things on their head, on top of their head.
Yeah,
And if
Dr.
you
K,
check those people when they're later in life, they have arthritis in
Dr.
their
K,
joints, their neck,
Dr.
and then later you hear them saying they're having pain going down their shoulders because of the bony changes in their neck,
yes.
Dr. K, the crime is poverty.
which
Well,
is true.
I
It
know
is.
other choice, no other
The
choice.
crime committed here is poverty. You know, and we're talking about it. I think yesterday we're looking at that idea of the crime called poverty is a wicked and this and evil fellow, right? And we look at persons who are supposed to be careful of creating a better environment for people to live in, that they would have allowed some disparity. You would make it so difficult for persons to survive within the environment. And somebody will say, boy, but some people are and some people aren't. But there are really some red tapes that are placed before persons that blocks them or stops them from going forward because others think it is so and it must happen. But kudos to those who can push past it. But being poor sounds like the highest enemy or the greatest enemy for persons with this kind of arthritis. When I think about it. Not so much for the one who eat the red meat and the rich food, right?
Yeah, but that's true. And so I'm saying it's, yeah, we need to, as Lady Eddie said, it would be nice if when we're younger, somebody educated us and say, if you do that, you're likely to get um, long-term effects of what you do. And the sad thing about it, that's about everything that we do. And it's everything. If we eat like that and we behave like that, then we're more likely to get that when you get older. So, in order to preserve yourself, it's better for you to have this kind of lifestyle. And we try to preach that. I mean, it's not so much accepted by majority of younger people. And it's when they reach, I've had patients come in and they're having pain in their feet. For example, they're diabetic and they're having the neuropathy, really, really, really bad neuropathy, where the nerves in their limbs, especially their feet, is actually damaged, and it's really they're coming into you all the time and telling you to get rid of the pain, and you're giving them the gabapentin, the nortriptyline, everything you can possibly give to try to get rid of the pain. And you realize that, and one day this lady was getting very upset, and I said, Ma'am, I'm sorry to tell you, that is your lifestyle. You used to have your sugar running so high when you were younger. You weren't taking care of it. You've damaged the nerves. The horse has gone through the gates. I cannot get it back. And
Mm.
so, the damage is already done, and we're trying to retrieve or trying to put a band aid on it and trying to help. But the damage is already done. We're trying to prevent all of this, and we tell you, and you know that younger people are likely to have more. Um, I don't know what to say. Their lifestyle is not as guarded as when they get older, but for example, they have high blood pressure, which is a killer, and we all know that. But guess what? A young guy in his 20, Is he likely to take blood pressure medication? No, he's not. Because there are myths around taking blood pressure medications. He's going to get impotent, he's not going to be functioning, the blood pressure is going to damage himself, and is he going to be taking it? No. So what is going to happen is that his blood pressure is going to go up, or he's going to continue having the effects of the blood pressure, damaging his cells until eventually, when he reaches 50, he gets a heart attack or he gets a stroke. And that's just how it is with all our the lifestyle illnesses. These are things that we can't control. We can't control the fact that we get an immune disorder. We can't control our genes because of who we are, but at least we can modify them in some way because of our lifestyle.
You're suggesting then, Dr. K, that we have an alternative eating habit or um, food change. Um, we have listened to the healthier lifestyle, which is a vegetarian diet, back to Eden, as it were, eating from that perspective. How do you think that would affect or improve the health of other persons who chooses this lifestyle, or if persons are found with this sort of these disorders, actually switching to this that may help. I don't know if you're able to answer that. I'm not. I don't want to put you on the spot with that one, but I just want to ask the question.
Well, a healthy diet will help you in any way. A healthy diet will help you in any way. The thing about it is that, um, for example, people with gouty arthritis, rheumatoid, it doesn't matter with what arthritis, osteoarthritis, eating healthily will definitely maintain your weight, so put you less at risk for getting osteoarthritis. And a plant-based diet basically has well, basically with additional nutrients should be, it will be fine, definitely, definitely, in terms of the inflammation and the foods that we're eating now. Because, or remember that at this time or at this day in age in life, the foods that they're producing, especially the meats and stuff, is basically to feed the population. It's not as healthy as when we were growing up and we have a goat or some chickens in our backyard, or somebody, or the local farmer, whoever he is, because you don't necessarily have to do it, but you have neighbors who had who grew chicken. You have neighbors who had a farm and they actually had grass fed cows
Yes.
and their goats everywhere. So you're going to the local farmer to get these
We
meats.
are
So you know exactly where it's coming from. You know what's happening. You know exactly what you're eating.
we are listening to the term organic a lot these days. It's become a household name or concept. Organic is such a highly regarded word now that has never been a part of our society before. What makes this concept of organic so important?
Well, obviously that because the food has been modified in some way for increased demand, and not everything that we get is the natural way in which it was grown from before. So when we say organic and we say we pick a mango, we say, "Oh my God, this is an organic mango." What about the other mangoes that we used to have? Who said organic? We never know about organic bananas. A banana is a banana. It grows on a tree just like
I
every other banana. But when you go to the store, you have organic banana, you have
you know
organic apples, you have organic vegetables, you have organic carrots. What's organic? You know, it's amazing that you have two different types of food. The one that is grown naturally that we're used to, and the regular ones. I mean, it's amazing.
Dr. K, you open a can of worm, and I know the ladies just saw my face light up. I know that my mind is sticking with all sorts of stuff. You just thought, you didn't touch
But
organic.
before you let
You
jump
didn't
in,
touch the organic people. Where I'm looking at organic in every single part of it. So many fake things going on. Doc, thank you for explaining that for me, and give me a better perspective. I was always thinking that I should probably get a medical perspective on it, before I go off, off track and say some stuff. But I guess, what I was saying was in line with what you have just said earlier. And now you have added one more staple to my conversation: organic people. Go ahead, Alice, you were saying.
well, I must ask Dr. K a question relating to arthritis, Mikey G.
Yes.
And the question is, what joint is more frequently affected when you think of arthritis?
Okay, when you think of osteoarthritis,
Yes.
if it's osteoarthritis, usually it's the knees. The
Okay.
knees are the most affected, and then you can get the hips in osteoarthritis because this is, as I say, it's wear and tear. So
Mhm.
just the regular walking, running, it's the knees that are mostly worn out, and then the hips. So those are the two joints that are affected in osteoarthritis. If you're going to be talking about gouty arthritis, which is gout, it's going to
Yes.
be the toes, the ankles.
Mhm.
So those are so it's a great toe really, and the
In
ankles.
this sense, what it does, the enemy does, is take away your legs so you can't run.
and,
It is true.
and if it's the fingers, usually you would.
You're thinking about things like rheumatoid arthritis. So if you're
Okay.
getting, or even lupus. So if you're getting
Okay.
pain in your fingers, the first thing that you're going to be doing is we're going to be doing blood tests. They're going to be doing X-rays, of course, to look to make sure that there are no changes there. But they're going to be doing blood tests, and probably even before they do X-rays, they're going to be doing blood tests to make
Okay.
sure that you don't have any immunological cause
All
of
right.
arthritis.
So another question. Yes, I know I'm throwing
Go
questions.
ahead, go
All
ahead.
right. So you mentioned gouty arthritis, and you spoke about diet and uric acid buildup, and you spoke about osteoarthritis, and that is wear and tear. Now, rheumatoid arthritis, what are the more likely, cause of that one?
So rheumatoid arthritis is immunological. So you're basically producing antibodies to damage your joints. So it's an immune mediated arthritis. So it's not something that you pick up along the way or because of lifestyle. A lot of times it's um, genetically predisposed for you to be getting these immune mediated destruction of your joints. And with rheumatoid arthritis, is not just the joint, it can destroy other aspects of your body. And that's why they put you on immunotherapy drugs,
Okay.
right? So you get disease modifying drugs. So it's basically a lot of these immunosuppressive drugs that they put you on because of course it's immune mediated. You're basically producing antibodies against yourself, against the joints.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Well,
Uh, I know, Mikey G. I know I'm asking too many questions. I
But
know.
we can
Um,
talk about rheumatoid arthritis on another topic because it's
yes.
a topic. It's a
Yes.
topic. And so we can probably have a part two where we can talk about rheumatoid arthritis next week and probably psoriatic arthritis and possibly arthritis with lupus and other things because it's a really big topic.
all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, guys. Of course, today has been a wonderful morning. Thank you, Dr. K, for joining us this morning and for, of course, enlightening me and us. I speak as I speak for our VIPs and our listeners and those who come in contact with this material, wherever you are. We want to thank you for the wealth of information that was passed on today. And I hope that our listeners benefited from it. And of course, catch us next week, same time, same place, when we do it all over again for you. Ladies, we have something to say, and I am not going to say a word. I'm just going to go out. Dr. K, I want to say thank you. And just keep in mind.
Thank you, Dr. K, for keeping the information relevant. I just want to remind the listeners that it's very important for us to take care of our health. And Dr. K has, without fail, come on every week and share very profound information to remind us time and time again about lifestyle changes that we need to implement. 2025 is still young. We don't have to wait for a new year to start on this special good morning to our listeners on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram who are also interacting and participating in the conversation. And they also say they send a lot of hearts to Dr. K. So thank you, Dr. K, for sharing with us this morning.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
First, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Right back to the breakfast hour this morning. Indeed, we are having so much information flowing through the pipelines of this morning's
Yes, I forgot to ask Dr. K if you can have arthritis of your jaw. I'm just saying.
Oh yes, arthritis of your jaw. I could get that, right?
I'm just saying. I'm only saying.
I could wear out my jaws with smiling too much.
So smiling too much. Okay. Well, Dr. K certainly delivered a lot of important information this morning, and of course, we have passed our news time, was not too far past it. So I know you are ready to share the news with our viewers. And if you're in any corner of the world, I want to say thank you for connecting with us right here on Flashpoint.
It is Wednesday, January 22nd, and these are the news headlines on Flashpoint Radio. I'm Corley Karen. Tourism Minister: we dropped the ball on beach erosion. Tourism Minister Kenneth Brown acknowledged that the government failed to address beach erosion issues at the southern end of 7 Mile Beach. Speaking at a panel discussion, he emphasized the need to act promptly, stating, quote, "The simple solution is to put the sand back," end quote. Deputy Premier Brown confirmed that a current bid process to hire a coastal engineering consultant is an essential step forward. He expressed hope that this critical issue would not become a political football as elections approach, urging the next administration to prioritize beach replenishment efforts. 30-year land dispute resolved. A decades-long land dispute in West Bay has finally been settled, with Grand Court Justice Khalil Asif criticizing the procedural delays. The case, which dates back to a 1992 agreement made on the back of a cigarette carton, involved a contested sale between late family members. Justice Asif called the delay appalling, but with the ruling now issued, the matter has been concluded. Deadline for Regen exit extended. The government has extended negotiations with the DART-led consortium to exit the Regen contract, with a new deadline set for February 28, 2025. The Sustainability Ministry highlighted the urgency of finalizing the legal and contractual requirements before the upcoming elections in April. This marks the second extension following delays in December 2024. Caymanian Sea Time at Sea. Captain Paul Holston, now 94, shared memories of his seafaring days, including catching turtles and navigating shipwrecks. His first voyage at age 14 aboard the Cayman schooner Antares remains a vivid memory. The former Marino, who remains active and sharp, continues to captivate with tales of Cayman's maritime heritage. MSMEs drive growth in Jamaica. Micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises in Jamaica saw a 1.2% sales growth in 2023, reaching $207.4 billion, according to the Economic and Social Survey of Jamaica. The Planning Institute of Jamaica credits government initiatives, private sector support, and improved confidence levels for this success. MSMEs remain vital to Jamaica's economic development and community renewal efforts. St. Vincent calls for Marcus Garvey's exoneration. St. Vincent and the Grenadines welcomed President Biden's pardon of Marcus Garvey, but urged for his full exoneration. Garvey, a Jamaican national hero, was convicted of mail fraud in 1923. Advocacy efforts continue, with Congresswoman Yvette Clarke working on legislative measures to clear his name. Shooting in Lethem, Guyana. A shooting in Lethem's Tabaltina area left a 23-year-old minor hospitalized. Police arrested a suspect and recovered evidence, including spent shells casings. The victim remains in stable condition as investigations continue. TikTok ban postponed. Former President Donald Trump issued an executive order delaying the enforcement of a TikTok ban until April. This pause allows the administration to reassess its approach to national security concerns while exploring a potential sale of the platform by its parent company, ByteDance. Those were your headlines on Flashpoint Radio. Continue to stay tuned for updates throughout the day.
There you have it. There you have it. I want to thank Curly Karen for sharing the news with us once more. Conversation still continues. Climate change, beach erosion, Marcus Garvey, so much happening. Election, not using certain aspects as political footballs. But you know that's a part of the political landscape.
That's not going to happen. So let's be real and realistic about the whole.
And of course, the exoneration of Marcus Garvey. It's not only Jamaicans, but and I think it's a Caribbean thing. You know, St. Vincent has also said, yes, let's clear his name completely. Can you imagine being convicted from 1923? They covered and your name is being cleared after.
Can you imagine the only reason you were guilty was because your color of your skin was not white, you were black?
You
Can you
know,
imagine that the crime you committed was just being black?
yeah,
Armed
yeah.
and dangerous black.
You know, the funny thing, not funny, but
Oh
we
boy, I
have
tell you.
there are so many things we have no control of, right? I can't say where I would be born. I had no control over. I had no
But
control
but but
over
but but
where I would be born,
but here's the
when I
thing.
would be born, what color, what I would look
And you
like.
know
I
what
had
we have done so far
absolutely
is
control.
to make the color of your skin a shameful thing. And so when you make that statement a while ago, you know, Lady Elise, where I am born should be a proud place to be born.
Yes,
But the
yes,
conditions under which you were born is now being criminalized
yeah.
and demonized and suggested that you are not people, you are cattle, you know. And with that in mind, you know, it's a very good pushback. Malcolm X ideologies, I would say that versus Martin Luther King's ideologies. While Malcolm X was not the same frame of mind, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King was not the same frame of mind as Malcolm X. His statement was, I am also non-violent, but if you try to become violent towards me, I will defend myself. And so
Yeah.
it changes the perspective a little bit more because now I am non-violent in my approach, but you're not going to put any water hose on me, and you're not going to set no dogs on me, and I do not react to you.
Right,
They had some
right, right,
AK-47s.
right.
They had some AK-47. Well, I don't know if they had AK-47.
Well, you know, Mikey G, you know, as we prepare to head out of here, I'll say good morning again. Welcome to our viewers. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already done so, please give us a thumbs up, like, share, and certainly comment on the content that we're sharing this morning. That ban on TikTok is something we need to explore.
Well,
I'm not sure what
yeah,
you know what the
they're saying the fact of the matter is about TikTok or the social media platform. It collects so much information on each individual person, and right now this is where a lot of persons are living. So it's not about you as an individual who is just not anybody, so to speak. This is affecting persons who are the somebodies. You hear what I'm saying? The somebodies of society, which means you are in politics, you're in high governmental organization, or in the poor members of government, and your family members who are on TikTok or whatever. And these are and sensitive information are being passed across using this format. And this is not a local platform; it's a Chinese-based platform. And they're saying that this is used to collect sensitive information to another government. While you're there, TikTok in a way making a fool of yourself in many ways, and some persons earning lots of money on it. You know, persons are collecting vital information of how to come and destroy your very society that you are living in. No, that's the ideology that is going behind that. I'm not saying that what it is, but that's the concept of what it's saying. As
yes,
in regards to that, I am not supporting, I'm not for or against, but I am saying I could see the reasoning behind what's happening with that. And I see how dangerous these platforms can be. While we
that
operate on them, it is such a deadly place to survive right now in this world. Social media has made us, it's like somebody is, I don't know if anybody ever ride a bike and fall off the bike and just bruise off all your skin. Everywhere you touch, it's just raw. That's how social media has made us. Everywhere we touch, we are exposed, we are damaged, and there's no
what is
place where we can survive outside of social media as we think these days. It's what is being told to us.
yeah, but you know, Michael G, there's so much that we probably need to explore. And of course, we would love Crowley Current to weigh in on that conversation, because what we will speak about, as you mentioned, is privacy and what that looks like. because it was so interesting as we speak about the issue of privacy that I saw one of our prominent Seventh day Adventist ministers who would have come on and said, listen, there's this YouTube page that's on, and it's not me. This is my official page. Even though you're seeing my picture, these are my official sermons, even though you're seeing that. And he had to come on and share a 2 minute, 3 minute clip to say, listen, guys, this is real and that is fake. And then I thought to myself, how do I know that this one is a real one, saying that one is fake? And that is what is happening now in society. Fake news. And of course, even recently, we had it in the news where locally, the premier here was being posted on social media, even though she didn't say whatever they were able to come up with. And that's the society we're living in.
Dangerous place, I tell you, the safety that we're talking about is a myth. So when we talk about safety and security, that has become, it is almost mythical at this point. As what that would look like with AI technology added to the mix of this, it's another matter altogether, And so we have to be, as people of God, who knows more. Listen, I want to share a clip this morning, but I think time is not allowing us to do so. And I think we are actually,
You have arthritis in your jaw?
No, I don't. I don't. But here's where it's going to be. Here's where we want to be. This clip will also tell us about how dangerous it is for us as people to exercise the very rights that we think we can.
All right, so you got to join us tomorrow for the breakfast hour. You need to share that clip with us tomorrow, along with the riddle which Hazel G, as promised, has sent. She promised yesterday she would have sent. She said not one, she said 2 riddles. So I'll be sharing those tomorrow morning.
Remember that.
Yes, the riddle will be on along with that clip that Mikey G will share. So that the listeners and viewers.
All the Ellis will share with our listeners tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Thank you, listeners.
Thank you for joining us this morning on the Breakfast Hour. Have yourself a fantastic day.
Flashpoint Radio, rise and shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and Coralie Karen, the unmistakable combination